Chisange, welcome and good evening to you.
Thank you so much, comrade. I'm so glad that I'm here again. I think it has been almost a year now.
It's been a year.
Ever since you hosted me on this program.
Correct.
It's my pleasure because, when you are given such an interaction to, interact with the people, we treat it as, something special. So much that we communicate whatever that this government is doing and the party as UPND. So I'm glad, and you are looking so enhanced.
Not enhanced.
No, we have our own English here, so it is enhanced.
Made by Fueven. Thank you so much. Good to see you, my brother.
Thank you.
Let's get into it. First of all, thank you so much for honoring our invitation on a short notice.
Yeah.
We don't take that for granted, by the way. I know that you are also coming from Kobabewat. So we had to take advantage of your presence in Lusaka to just feature you on this particular program. But of course, you've come at a time when many Zambians out there are preparing for the elections come August this year. We have seen the Electoral Commission of Zambia as well getting more busy than it was before. But you as Mr. Kefas Chisange, Mr. Eye Opener, when you open your eyes, so widely so, going by your name you are known for, would you say that the UPND, your party, which came into power to transform the economy or deliver economic independence to Zambians, but also to unite the country, would you proudly say Zambians are happy with the UPND when you widely open your eyes as Mr. Opener? What are the Zambian people saying? Do you see happy faces?
Yeah, thank you so much, comrade. And when you talk of happy faces and also the economy, first we need to look at the background. Where are we coming from? You remember when we were in the opposition, President Aka...
So I want us to simplify my question. Do you see happy faces? And then I will let you explain.
Definitely. This is why, yes, I am seeing happy faces, and I'll outline why I'm saying I'm seeing happy faces. Right. But when you are living under this earth, not everyone can be happy. But we look at, in a democracy, we look at the majority. Right. And I'll try to explain where this majority are coming from. Right. So when we came in power, President Aka was very clear. He said we have an elephant in the room, and that was the issue of the debt. And he said it won't be very easy for us to dismantle this debt, but we are equal to a task. And when we came into power, remember, it is not us who borrowed. Our colleagues borrowed. They borrowed, number one. Number two, they failed to pay. They defaulted. Number three, they even failed to negotiate. President Aka said, no, give me this power. Give me the authority. I'm going to negotiate and also pay this debt. And this is exactly what he has done. Have we scored? Is that bringing smiles on our faces? The answer is yes, because we are deep in debt. You need to understand that the agenda of the UPND is to recover the economy, stabilize it, and also take off. The question that I have to pose is, have we recovered the economy? The answer is yes, because the economy was growing in negatives, negative 2.something%. Today it is in positives, and the projection of this year should be even above 6%. Are we seeing inflation dropping? The answer is yes. That is, now we are recovering the economy. Have we recovered the economy? The answer is yes. How? When you look at the reserves today and the reserves that we inherited then, there's a very big gap. We inherited close to $600 million. $billion. You need to understand that our friends doing the economy, the reserves up to $1.6 billion. Until the IMF, the same IMF that they criticize under the drawing rights, they gave us $1.3 billion. And when you add those, it came to $2.9 billion. But today, from $9.2 billion, we are talking of $5.something billion. Those are reserves. So these are the indicators of now recovering the economy. So is this bringing smiles on the faces of the citizens? The answer is yes, because we reached a level where we were failing even to service debt. We reached a level where we are even failing to do projects. Evidence is there in the public domain where a minister could go on the floor of the House, tells the nation, we don't have money, we are going to cancel all the projects which are under 80%. It's there. It was evident enough where we saw there was wage freeze, job freeze, there was no hiring of people. Those were indicators that the economy was down. So where the happy faces coming in? We can now see this government hiring. We are talking of close to 150,000 citizens, and these are most of these are youths, those who have been hired under the 5 years of President Hakainde Hichilema. Is that bringing happiness to the people of Zambia? If I was asking you, you are not working with IP, 5 years tamubomba. Here comes President Hakainde Hichilema, gives you a job. Are you going to smile or you are not going to smile? So that's where the smiles are coming from. We have hired people. We have restructured the debt. Where the smiles coming in? Today we are talking of government spending close to 20 billion kwacha on free education policy. 2.5 million pupils are back in school. It's not bringing smiles on the faces of citizens. It has to bring smiles because the money that we are supposed to give to government is now giving us as parents. We are keeping. Me, I'm from the village. I grew up in the village and I know the setup. When you are from the village, you come in town. Comrade, everybody will be looking up to you. I used to spend a lot of money. When you talk of free education, like our colleagues in the opposition, they are saying, when they come, they have to scrap it off. I just look at them. Do they even care for an orphan out there? So all this put together, these are the things that are bringing now the smiles that we are talking about. Let's look at social cash transfer, which was standing at 200 kwacha, 400 kwacha. Today, those who are getting 400 kwacha, they are now getting 400 kwacha. 200. Those who are getting 400 kwacha, they are now getting 800 kwacha. Is that not something that you should put a smile on your face as a citizen? That should give them that smile. Not only increasing the amount, also beneficiaries have moved from 700,000 to 1.5 million citizens. Why should you why can't you smile? So those are some of the issues that we are saying they should give citizens smiles. Let's talk of cash work. It never existed. It has just come under President Hakainde Hichilema. People who had no capital under a very difficult circumstance of drought, they had something to tap from and buy food. They had something to tap from and to set up a business. I have a lady that I know because of cash work. This time she's big. Every money that she worked, she just worked for 600 kwacha. She invested Muftumbua, did a business. This time she's now selling vitenges. Those are the smiles that we are talking about. So when you say, are you seeing smiles on the people of Zambia? Yes, smiles are there because we can now see that the people who are going in the markets being harassed. A farmer will come from Chongwe, goes in the market with his cabbage, his vegetables, and then a cadre comes from nowhere, tells that farmer, sit down, I'm in charge. He sells that his vegetables. At the end of the day, is given change. Can you go back? A cadre with a very heavy jumbo. So if that farmer now goes at the market and he is not meeting those cadres, are you telling me that that farmer is not going to put on a very nice smile? There will be that nice smile. So these things combined together, I can confirm to you that yes, smiles are there. But are we seeing smiles on every face? The answer is no. Because not everyone can be certified in a democracy.
But at least,
the majority are happy. I will ask you where you are seated. I will ask you where you are seated. Can you be happy that today, tomorrow, President Hakainde Hichilema says, I'm going to announce we are going to scrap off free education? Are you going to be happy? If President Hakainde Hichilema tomorrow says, I'm going to reverse CDA from 40 million, as like the opposition are saying, from 40 million to 1.6, so that there will be no bursaries, no community projects, no grants for the cooperatives, no scholarships for our youths. You need to understand that the smiles that we have put on the 200,000+ youths who are just languishing, doing nothing in their compounds, You know, others almost became junkies. Though I hate me calling them junkies. But because of this policy of CDF, today a lot of youths have been equipped with the skills. Smiles. Are you telling me? Those guys, those. I was in Mumbo. I visited Kitumba mine. And this manager was telling me, can you look at those yellow machines there? I said, yes, I've seen them. There were about 17 of them. And he told me, those machines there, most of the operators are coming from CDF. So are you telling me those guys, those youths can't have smiles? We are talking of a student who is in the university who was getting zero ngwe. Today they are getting, others are getting even 7,000 kwacha. Others are building from the monies of meal allowances and whatever that government is giving them. Are you telling me those students can't smile? Today, 5 years of UPND, from 1964 to 2021, we only had 23,000 students on bursary. Lelo panotulelanda so IP. We are talking of 53,000 students. Over 30,000 students have been added under the 4 years of President Daka in the Chile. Are you telling me that people can't smile? Abantu no shita so. In the village, and then they are called to say your son has been picked. Not even, no connection, no corruption. They are just picked on merit. So you think those people, that parent in the village can't smile?
When you go in the street of Kitwe, Lusaka, Ndola, or perhaps Livingstone, but also let's go beyond into our villages and find out the price of these essential commodities today. Let's talk about a bag of millimil. We talk about, for example, charcoal. We talk about cooking oil. Let's bring in these simple items, essential commodities, which you as a UPND, you used as a campaign tool. You did mention that once we're into power, we're going to make sure that millimil, for example, the price of millimil will come down further. I wouldn't want to bore you by giving you the actual price you promised. The people of Zambia are able to know.
You can mention.
And you know yourselves.
You can mention.
I'll not mention. You know about that. Yeah. And for me, that's the economic conversation I want us to have. Yeah. You bring in, of course, CDF and stuff like those are a plus. You talk about free education, those are a plus to yourselves. Because this is something which was actually denied by the opposition when they said UPND and HH, they cannot implement free education. So that has been achieved under your administration, and we give it to you.
Yes.
You know, we give credit to you. But let's talk about essential commodities on your part.
Yeah.
Are you telling me, again, I will repeat this question for the sake of consistency. Are you telling me that Zambians are happy with your administration in the manner you have performed, economic-wise, looking at the prices of essential commodities on the street right now, such as millimil, cooking oil, you talk about the Pamelas and all those things you used as a campaign tool?
Thank you. An economy,
have those vanished from the street?
An economy is not only measured by prices of goods and services. It's a combination of different elements put together. Let me ask you this question, or let me ask the viewers. Yeah. We are buying millimil at 10 kwacha, and there is war, there is no peace. Can you enjoy that price? Definitely not. Again, when you are developing a nation, I've just given you a background where we found the economy on its knees. The economy was in its knees. Definitely, when you start rebuilding the economy, you don't expect. I said our agenda as UPND is to recover, build, and take off. Those who have used the plane, when it is taking off, it's very irritating. Until you reach a certain stage where you hear that sound dinging, when you say, hapa number to Africa, they will now tell you to say, once built. You'll be like you're just seated as if you're not even moving. So when you are taking off, definitely not every benefit will be felt.
So would you say that
now I'm coming.
Your development Zambians, I wanted to combine all this together. Did you dupe Zambians? Did you scam Zambians? Because when you were in the opposition, you never mentioned, you were not sincere enough to the people of Zambia that at the beginning it's going to be difficult. We have to work together.
Records are there.
No. What you said was that it's like you came out as though you were the angels of.
We said
of
the
Zambia.
slogan was we'll fix the economy.
Mm.
The question, have we fixed the economy? The answer is yes. We have fixed the economy by lifting it from negatives to positive. You see, this is why I'm saying, for instance, if we are to build this house, you want to build this house here. Comrade, people only see that you have built a house when you start painting, you start shifting. But at the time of you doing foundation, those who even like playing around, they will be even laughing at you. I'm on an Arabic foundation, yeah, Shan. But when it is now up, everything is complete. That's when people say, now kulenganda. Development is a marathon. It's not a sprint. That's what you need to understand. You cannot judge the UPN to say they duped the people of Zambia. How? When you are in a marathon of 10 kilometers, you begin that race. You just maybe run for 2 kilometers, and someone becomes number 20 in that 2 kilometers. The one who is number 1 maybe is at 6 kilometers. You cannot judge that one who is at who is behind to say you were fumamo race now because number 1 is way far away from you with a kilometer. We have seen someone who is 2 kilometers away coming number 1. So what am I saying? This agenda of the UPND is a continuous process. There's no time frame. There has never been a time where President Hakainde Hichilema said, I'm going to fix the economy from 1 up to 3. Give me evidence. You can't. The president said, give me the mandate. We have the agenda. I'll give you, for instance, we have a plan in the mining sector to produce 3 million metric tons. What is the program? From 2021 to 2030. So, can you accuse President Hakainde Hichilema that he has failed the 3 million metric tons? This is now, his term is coming to an end in 2026. Can you accuse him? No, there's a plan. And in that plan, each year they have a target. Let's look at the tonnage of maize in this country. Our plan as UPND is to produce 10 million metric tons, 2030. From 2021 to 2030. Have we achieved the 10 million metric tons? Because we are now nearing 2026 election. Have we achieved that? The answer is no. But are we showing, do we have indicators that we are heading somewhere? The answer is yes. Just last season here, we produced close to 4 million metric tons. A record that has never happened in this country. And even this year, we are hitting another bump harvest. So at least we can show that we are heading somewhere towards achieving what we have, achieving our goal.
So clearly, you are basically running out from my questions because my question was very specific. I wanted us to simplify. I want us to speak to our mothers in Wengwa. We speak to our mothers in Sesheke, our mothers in Kalingalinga and others. When you talk about the economy, yes, you can talk about all these bigger dreams, long-term plans, which are appreciated, by the way. You talk about the investments in the mining sector. Those things are appreciated. But I'm saying, can you face a mother there in Kalingalinga who is watching the program? And if you tell my mother and my grandmother, say, how is the economy under the UPND? And she's looking at a bag of milling. She's looking at the cost of the price of cooking oil, for example. How much is it today under the UPND? And how much was it in the previous administration of the PF or the MMD? That's my question.
Thank you so much. When I'm trying to explain, I'm trying to give a roadmap. I said an economy is not only milling, it's not only cooking oil. It's a combination of different elements put together. So when we say, has the economy improved, I would just ask you in the mining sector, because it's part of the economy. It's a backbone of the economy. Have we done something? Have we improved the mining sector from 2021 to 2026? The answer is yes, because the production was low at 700,000 metric tons. Today we are almost hitting 1 million. Now let's look also at the revenue base. Have we broadened that? Yes, we have. We are now collecting more revenues. What does it mean to you? It means today, when you talk of the GDP has grown from $19 billion to around 36 billion. What does that mean to you? It means the economy is growing. But yes, we know that as you grow the economy, some elements won't just move fast at the pace we want to move. But are we going to see benefits as we go further? The answer is yes. Let me give you an example. Just 2 years ago, a year and some months ago, We are buying fuel at 34 kwacha per liter petrol. How much is fuel today per liter? 28, 25 diesel.
And you found it at how much?
I'll come to that, don't worry. I'll come to that.
Okay.
So I'm saying there are so many elements that triggers prices. Let me give one scenario. I was in Luansha last week, where my friend invited me. So no, therefore Enganda, because he has been employed. Shaft 28, the project that you are laughing at, they have started employing people there. So this guy was looking around. Then he found this house, very small house. I want you to see how prices are being triggered. A very small house. Then he asked, "Shinga prefer kuingira mukayando." Welo akakanda 1.5.
Yeah.
So the guy looked at the house, 1.5 yet, but why? Then this woman said, munomulwansha mayanda na kwata demand. This house you see, a year and 6 months ago, it was at 300 kwacha. So now, the question came to me, say, so what has triggered the price of this house is not the dollar, okay? It's not lack of maybe trying to exploit citizens, but it's because of demand. So these elements put together, sometimes what triggers is one, population. When there's too much demand of a commodity at a market, I believe you have visited a market before. Tomato forever. In the morning, if there are so many tomatoes, you find the box maybe is going at 50 kwacha. When there will be less tomatoes on the market, you find it at 400 kwacha. The same day. Can you say the tomato has gone up because of the dollar exchange rate has also gone up when it's just fixed? It's about demand. So also let's look at how much are we producing as a country. And also that is the side of supply. Let's also look at the demand. How many people are looking for this commodity? So these are the factors that we have to look at. Okay? Today, chickens, they are very expensive. Not because the dollar is high, the exchange rate is high. Not because feed is very expensive. Not because we don't have feed in the country. But because there's too much demand of chickens. So now, this is why you have seen now President Hakainde Hichilema now concentrating on manufacturing. For us to correct this, the prices of goods and services. I was in ShopRite. I was so shocked in ShopRite. I started going around. I said, but this one last week, when they announced, the manufacturers announced that we have reduced. I went there, sugar, it was 70, not 64. Okay. But why this? The price is constant. They told me, no, this we don't produce in this country. It's come from South Africa. You get? There was so minimal reduction from things that are coming from outside. You understand that? So what is also triggering the prices to go up is also the issue of supply and demand. That you should put in mind.
Right.
It's not that there are poor policies that President Hakainde Hichilema has introduced. This is why he's saying, okay, let's concentrate in our country. Let's begin to manufacture these things. When we manufacture them here, we'll be using kwacha and commodity will go down.
Is it a reason why even the price of milling meal has gone up because of the demands?
Look,
and yet we don't.
There are so many ways of reducing.
There
are so many ways of reducing the prices of milling.
No, is this a reason why the price of milling meal has gone up because of the high demand?
Remember that
because we don't import milling meal. That's my
we were buying a bag of maize. Look, the bag of milling meal is coming from maize. That is a commodity that you need to understand. Let's look at how much were we buying a bag of maize under the previous regime per bag. It was 180. And milling meal we are selling at 150, around 150 somewhere there. Today you are buying a bag at 340. Do you expect the price to be the same? So what President Hakainde Hichilema did, it was just to protect the farmer. I'm coming.
Hold on. What was your promise? Your promise was to reduce the price of milling meal downwards, regardless of the excuses you want to give.
This is
you never campaigned telling Zambians that when we come in, because of the demands and all those rhetorics,
this is why
the prices will be increasing. You said we shall reduce to 50 kwacha. That's a price.
This is 50 kwacha, and that is also wrong.
Okay.
President Hakainde Hichilema came on the political scene in 1996. 2006, sorry. 2006 came on the political scene. Milling meal then, how much was milling meal? Around 34 kwacha. In 2011, 2016, the prices of milling meal differed. So when he's talked of 50, I saw when Honorable Elvis Nkandu mentioned about this issue. Social media was all over, discussing him. No, that was correct. The price of minimum in 2011, when Sata died, may he so rest in peace, was 80 kwacha. And President Hakainde Hichilema then was campaigning. Are you telling me if he was on that podium to campaign, he will say I will reduce the price from 150 when it was 180? Definitely will say it is 80 kwacha, I will reduce it at 40. 2021, if I challenge you, you do a lot of research. I will challenge you, give me one video where President Hakainde Hichilema in 2021, when he was campaigning that I will reduce the minimum at 50 kwacha. He never said so because he understood the dynamics surrounding the issue of minimum and the crop, which is maize.
Are you telling
this
me?
Is why when he came, he just increased and immediately increased the price of maize. Even the price of minimum went up.
Are you disputing, Mr. Chisange, that the UPND and the President HH did not promise the Zambians to reduce the price of millimil to 50 kwacha? Then there was no such a promise.
A promise can be there in 2006.
No, my question is, was there such a promise or there was never such a promise?
There was a promise of that 50 kwacha.
So what
in
are
2006.
You arguing about? In 2006?
Yes, 2006. It was there. This is why I've challenged you. How
question,
much was the bag of
my question
then?
is simple. My question is simple. I'm not talking about 2006, but I'm asking about the UPND. Did you promise Zambians to reduce the price of minimum to 50 kwacha? Was there any of
I've agreed it was there in 2006.
So there was a promise?
Yes, in 2006.
Regardless of the year, right?
Yes.
So the UPND, you promised to bring the price of minimum to 50 kwacha, right?
Definitely.
So why are you arguing? Why are you disputing?
I'm not disputing. I've agreed to say in 2006, when minimum was around 30, around the 80, in 2011, around somewhere there, when minimum was around 80, I've said, when he was campaigning, he said, I'll reduce minimum from this price of 80 to where the MMD, remember the MMD left the price of minimum at 40 kwacha, Rupia band.
So that promise was made in 2006?
2006, 2011, yes. He said they will reduce the price.
Not in 2016,
in
not 2021, there was no such a promise.
Now listen, in 2021, his promise was, we'll make minimum to be affordable. That was, videos are there. We'll make minimum to be affordable. Right. Simple. Now, how do we reduce the price of these commodities? You look first, I mentioned of the availability, the market forces, and also the cost of production. So this is why we are saying we are still in that marathon of improving things. You don't expect when you destroy this building within a, to destroy this building, I can spend minutes or a few seconds using a bomb or an explosive. But now build it. It takes time. Now, what is this government doing? This is why when we came into power, we looked at the source of maize is fertilizer. President Hakainde Hichilema said, no, we can't be importing fertilizer after 60-something years of independence. Can we create our own factories? IP, today as we speak, I see some of these politicians, when they come on these platforms, when I come, I'll make sure that I'll stop the importation of fertilizer. Bwana, tell them that President Hakainde Hichilema, that issue finalized the Shadi Plafilia. We have United Capital Fertilizer, which is producing close to 800,000 metric tons, both urea and D. We also have Kafue Nitrogen Chemicals of Zambia, which government pumped in 6-point-something million dollars to revive that company there. It's also producing around 300 plus metric tons. We no longer import fertilizer in this country. Instead, we are now exporting. You see where now? What are we trying to achieve? We want now to achieve the cost of production. When we are just producing here, I've seen a lot of people arguing, no, tule panga number fertilizer, this is when we are starting. These are baby companies. But as we go further, remember, even cement was very expensive in this country. Today we have stability in the price of cement because we have so many factories. There's that stability. Even in the manufacture of fertilizer, my brother, this stability is coming. The reduction is coming. So when you reduce the cost of production, you also increase the number of bags that you harvest in a hectareage. Because remember, there are so many things that government is doing to improve that. how many bags you harvest in a hectareage. All these factors put together, this is where now you see these commodities, the commodity which we are talking about minimum, to go down. So the president and government, they are working towards that. So you can't come and tell them, say, hey, namufirwa, because mwalila ile abantu. Tatufiri, we are still in the race.
Thank you so much. Let's get to another segment. We look at one of the fundamental areas of the UPND. Beyond transforming the economy, you also pledged to unite Zambia. According to you, Zambia was divided at the time. Let's do the checklist. Today, we're talking about 3-4 months before the general election is held. On the aspect of the unit of the country, some minds or some critics are still doubting you and the UPND, still having that strong feeling that the UPND has in fact divided this country worse than it was before.
How?
What is, I mean, they've given so many examples on the division of this country. The first example they've given you is that when you look at, for example, the president, talking about divisions, the divisions starts with the president himself. He's a divisive man. And to qualify that, a few months ago he was in Choma, where he was having a rally, and I stood at, addressing the gathering, telling the gathering, the congregation, that look, if you do not give me enough votes or 100% votes, a person who might come, or if these people come back, or whoever is going to come, they are going to ensure that they humiliate you. You will not be visiting other places because they were saying these people are from Ujoma.
Okay.
That's divisive enough coming from a head of state. That's
number
one.
The problem that we have, the problem that we have in this country, we are entertaining noisemakers. There are so many learned people in this country. When they speak, people don't pay attention. But when a noisemaker stands up, they clap for them. So you have created a platform for the noisemakers, and they are succeeding in misleading citizens. But some of us, we cannot allow them. The president never erred in any way, and I stand on my ground. Comrade, when a president is addressing people, whether it's in Northwestern, Southern, Eastern, when he's speaking, this is why you see the president being televised live. He's speaking to a nation. For instance, if he goes in Monze and he says, the teachers salaries are going to be increased. It will be the whole country. Right. Now, the statement of saying, if you give chance to these people, first and foremost, we have a background, comrade. Me, I fail to understand why citizens fail to, let's appreciate this man. First and foremost, we are coming from a background where, just a few steps back, where politicians were standing on podiums, were up a podium, development, have you forgotten you people? Just ngatamwa vote kuno development tamakaimone kanomu vote lyoyu ngatamwa vote. Those were the messages, and it was evident enough in CDF. Most of these stronghold of the opposition, as they used to call them, CDF used to come maybe once in 5 years because of the same sentiments. Was that not division? You select to say CDF to allow a so when you go and preach, if you want to vote for us, you want to bring this. Today, let's look at CDF distribution. It's being done at once in all the constituencies. Where is division there? Cash work is being sent in all the districts at once. Talk of social cash transfer. Everything is being done at once here this time around, being distributed equally.
So why
across
was the
president? Now let me come to the actual. It was not even divisive.
Why was President Hakainde Hichilema being
divisive? That was not the first time to address UPND members in that style. It was in Northwestern Province when he went to commission. Videos are there. Go and check. In Northwestern, he told them, don't make a mistake here in Northwestern. I know you are fighting here and there. You are saying I've neglected you. I have not neglected you. I was sorting out the issue of debt. Don't make that mistake to give chance to these people who are mistreating you when you go to Lusaka. We were beating in markets. That statement, he said it in Northwestern Province. Records are there. The same statement, he said it in Northern and Eastern when he was addressing UPND members. Was it wrong? Was he lying when he said...
That is not being divisive, right? According to you.
How? I'm coming. Was he correct or was he lying when he said, when you come from Choma or you come from Northwestern or you come from anywhere as UPND, you go at intercity, they will beat you. Was he lying? Was he lying? That was the truth. I'm coming. Don't cut me. I'm coming.
By all the presidential aspirants.
I'm coming.
Should
So the president was indicating to his members, you need to understand, a person like me who is seated here, I've gone through a lot. I went through a lot under PF. To me, if they will just rub everything, for as long as they give me the peace that I have today, I'm okay. Because my life was at stake. I was attacked. Listen, my friend. I was attacked. I was just walking like this. These youths, wakada, wale fala majombo, matukeje majombo. Wambona fiat, oh, ekarakalanda pa filimbakalia. The way they treated me, I was stabbed in my chest here, where I'm pointing. Just going on radio, I was stabbed. Nama Cheni, the people who rescued me are taxi drivers. So if President Hakainde Hichilema is saying, let's not go back where we're coming from, where cadres were undressing women, was the president lying? Where intercity was not a zone where you can put anything red.
But
was
the
president
context
lying?
is different. The way you are putting it is different from
that is exactly what the president said. You know? And I've said here, he said the same sentiments in Northwestern, Eastern, and Northern.
So answer my question.
But the only mistake that he made was to say the same sentiments in Southern Province. Tribal. Have you seen? This is how tribalists behave. They always look at a way on which they can penetrate and push their agenda.
Will it be fair if, for example, we've got Fred Membe, he goes to campaign maybe in Western Province, and then he tells the people that please do not vote for the UPND, because if you vote for the UPND, you people here, you will not be visiting, for example, Joma. You will not be visiting maybe Lusaka, because if you do that, they will be saying, if, for example, Kalawa does the same, he goes to Luapula and tells the people of Luapula, say, do not give me 100%, because if you don't, you will not be visiting other places. If, again, for example, Brian Munduiri does the same, what will happen? What kind of a country are we going to have?
In which context? Because those have never experienced whatever you are saying.
What do you mean?
Who attacked them?
No, I'm saying if they can adopt this as a message, as a campaign message for the president.
Let's talk of reality. President Hakainde Hichilema was not talking on assumptions. President Hakainde Hichilema was talking on reality. Because what he said is exactly what used to happen. So if Kalawa will say it has never happened to him. Who has ever attacked Kalawa when PF was in power? Who attacked him?
So basically, President Hakainde Hichilema was divided?
No, listen.
Quite a number of people who have been arrested.
Doctor, if you go in my brother Kambwili,
you realize that
listen,
they are more of a political.
And I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed when Shimba Kambwili was in Northern, and he said, "Imokunobali misula." This is what Tabeshe Kuchiriro. I never saw you asking about Dr. Kambwili and tell him to say, no, this is very divisive. You never said so. It was a campaign message, right? But because President Hakainde Hichilema said it in Southern Province, Yaba tribal. So let's move on that. Whatever that President Hakainde Hichilema said, it was not dividing anybody. President Hakainde Hichilema has a duty and the right to inform his members not to forget where we are coming from. If President Hakainde Hichilema tells me to say, if you vote for these people, they will be attacking you on TV stations. He was attacked at Sunny FM in Ndola. Is that Lusaka? No. Are you telling me that muno Lusaka tamwa watonga? Muno Lusaka mwa wafye mitundu shimbi?
I think the president can answer that question, because it was him.
This is why, because so where is the tribal issue coming in? Where is the tribal issue coming in? Because Lusaka is a combination of all tribes. So what is wrong if the president said they were beating people? If you bring them back, they will continue beating you there. What is wrong with that? So that is just, you know, the tactics of these tribalists that we have around.
Let's quickly look at a few questions before we open up the phone line. We try and accommodate the viewers this evening. Let's handle the issues of politics as well, where seemingly your party and the president, you seem to be on a panic mode politically ahead of the elections next year. This year rather. You seem to be on a panic mode so far.
How?
One interesting episode we can cite at is the incident which happened a few days ago, where students were ferried to basically, should I say, endorse the president. And what has come out is something very shameful politically, if you ask me.
Yes, I will continue.
Yes, something very immoral. Something very immoral. Students being invited to endorse the president, and later on you have to pay them. Mobilizing a crowd, buying a crowd, so that you can look like you are more popular.
My friend, comrade, you see, I fail to understand. This is why I'm saying, you know, we have given platforms to jokers and the noisemakers. This is why you can see, you know, whatever that they say, people would want to, they always want to digress important issues. Look, what happened on the Copper Belt? Me, I was there.
Right.
The students have a duty, just like churches invite presidents. Ushe president akainde chemewa first kuya kuko wa mshite invite. How? The students in their own wisdom sat down, looked at what this president has done for them. Honestly, in a situation where you are even failing to buy a book, in a situation where it was very difficult for you to buy Jessica one lamp of Shima. And then here comes a man, says, okay, I went through this. No, let me take care of them. Gives them back meal allowance, not only giving them back, also increases that fund. Our sisters who are being abused today, they can have all their own money so that they can concentrate on studying. And then in their wisdom say, no. If you go in a fee, let's appreciate this man. You see, when you are Mulatamba Bola IP, when you see Nkana and the power playing, the supporters that to go to watch that, they go there to cheer. When you cheer a player or a football team, you are giving them energy. So what the students did was just to give energy to President Hakainde Hichilema, to encourage him to do more. We are human beings. When you are not being, even the Bible is very clear. God in his own glory and everything, he feels nice when we glorify him, we sing before him. He feels good.
And that decision,
and now listen,
I have to
let me
make
finish.
my own decision. The students were supposed to make that decision on their
but
own.
who told you that?
And
You
their
are
own volition.
Who told you? Do you have evidence that they were told to say whatever that they say?
Let's put the pieces together. Then we'll
So now
let me first
finish.
Ask me a question. Do you have evidence? Let's put the pieces together to just.
Let me first finish. Let me come to that. Let me finish.
Okay.
So now, this student said, okay, this man has done a lot. Can we please give him that morale? Like someone, like a team that is playing. And they came together. And they said, okay. You see, when you invite the students, definitely you need to you have to ferry them to bring them in one place. When you give them transport money, they want to see their parent. Now, when you are here, when you are being sent to go and cover my director, Max Mowe, at a secretariat or somewhere, you are given transport money. Go and cover. Can we say that is a bribe? No. The answer is no. So when they are given transport money, this is your lunch, can you go and buy food? Can you buy a student, sure, honestly, a student where mushita, someone, a university who later graduate just in a few months, we are mushita 50 kwacha. And you know, it is very shameful. Student, those are learned guys.
It is you yourselves as
UPND. No, they have been bought with 50 kwachas.
No, it is you
under
and
UPND,
your party which has reduced the status of a student.
No, it is you who is accusing that you paid the mama 50 kwacha. because that's when we didn't pay. We can't pay a student who is very wise, a graduate.
How possible a student who wants to appreciate the president, the good work or good works of the president, all of them, coincidentally, they can be carrying some placards. All of them, by coincidence. How can that happen, really? A person was just walking up from his home and says, look, this man, he has restored meal allowances. We've been given bursaries and everything like that.
So we are also attaching that to those placards. They use them to buy the students.
Hold on. Let me go and appreciate him. How can all of them be found with the placards and be wearing UPND regalia or T-shirts and stuff like that? That's number one. That's number one. The other issue is that this issue of paying the students, you gave an example. For example, if I'm going to send a reporter to go and cover a press briefing, they will maybe be given what you call transport refund and stuff like that. Yes. Okay? You know the difference between what a president, your party is doing to those students and the press briefings? Press briefings we are invited as journalists. You understand? So the onus is with you. You can either give transport refunds or you can't give. That's number one. But for the event we watched on the Copper Belt, according to you, the students invited the president.
Yes.
How come that at the end of the day, you are the invited, you want to pay the person who has invited you?
Definitely, when you are caring father, you look at their status.
Where is that money coming from?
Okay.
Where did you get the money to pay all the students? The 50
so now
quarters?
Your question is not about bribing the students.
No, it's everything.
But now where the money is coming from, right?
Maybe answer my question by how can all of them be found with placards and regalia?
First and foremost.
Let's answer that question, maybe.
First and foremost, the placards were not used to buy students. Am I right? The T-shirt were not used to buy students. The monies, the transport refund that we are giving were not used, or lunch allowance were not used to buy students. Are we on the same page?
No, we are not on the same page.
Okay.
Why were they given UPND materials or clothes to wear?
Not UPND.
All of them?
Not UPND. There was no T-shirt which was written UPND.
HH?
HH is a president. Listen, even you there can put a T-shirt of HH.
Fine. Even
for as long as I'm coming.
Yes, let's remove UPND.
Yes.
How come they were found with some?
I'm glad.
All those T-shirts.
Yes.
All of them.
So you need to understand that they are when you are organizing such events, they are organizers of that event.
Right.
Okay. And this is a president that they invited, and President Kantemba. And ask you to say how many T-shirts in the Kuisa. I've already indicated that was some sort of a national event because they were appreciating the president, not UPND. You need to differentiate the two because I've seen a lot of these opposition. They are focusing on UPND. I have to tell you that I'm coming from the Copper Belt. Just even that day, an instruction was given. This is not a political event. Please, we don't need regalia. An instruction was given. And this is the reason why you saw regalia but the rest they had to put that was the arrangement. So whatever that happened, it was not used to buy the students.
All of them, they had to dress like that.
Yes.
Was it by design?
Saying
I want to appreciate the president generally, so I will appreciate him even in my own clothes.
No appreciation.
Can you come and just paint everybody to look
it can come
like
in different.
It
can come in different forms, and that should not even injure you.
Right.
Some people appreciate someone by kneeling down. Others appreciate people by sleeping. Others appreciate standing. For as long as it is coming from the heart, don't judge them.
So where do you get the monies to pay these students each time they come and appreciate the president and the works of the president? Where is this money coming from?
I may not be in that position to explain where the money is coming from. But what I will tell you that at every national event, resources are being spent. I'll ask you when there's independence celebration, I'll ask you where is the money coming from?
We know that the treasury can release the money.
Yes. So I may not be in the position to tell you, say, no, that money came from that side. This one is a sponsor. But I know if it is nothing to do with government, definitely this president that you have will never dip his fingers in the national coffers. That will never happen.
If you can't
because
know where the money is coming
you should also
from,
need to understand
that the possibility
you should
of
also
dipping
need to
into the coffers
understand
of the
that
country is very high. If you do not know, because this was not a state function.
I'll give an example.
So that's why I'm asking you, where do you get the monies to pay students?
I'll give you an example.
But before you answer
I'm coming. I'll give an example.
Before you answer that, I want us to have these two videos to substantiate what we are talking about here. Let's have the videos, director.
Unfortunately, some of the students that came back from that event were waiting for their lunch money, which took a bit of time. As you are aware, to pay out more than 2,000 students is not an easy activity, and it took a bit of time. We started paying them from Kitwe, and whilst we cleared those who were in Kitwe, we then made movement to come and pay those who were already in the college. Unfortunately, some of them received fake information and started misbehaving. But that does not demonstrate that there was commotion in the institution. That event was quickly dispelled as the students were assured that they were going to get paid. And all the students that traveled to Kitwe to support the president were paid.
And for 4 years, we spent billions and billions. They appropriate the money themselves for meal allowances. You do that. Don't even say a point of question. No. So, these people must be told in their faces. I think they are now in trouble because yesterday, as we were feeding 4 million children across the country, they were feeling the pinch. Because the day before yesterday, they were feeling the pinch because the students said they have endorsed the president. It is their right. If they think that they can easily do that. Okay? So this is why they are not happy and they want to bring it this way. In fact, Madam Speaker, I just came here, I was on my way to go and launch another issue of Mulungushi University for building the students' hostels. Okay? So we want me to be pointing you at
the honorable members.
who are not in charge. Yes. And I think that they really planned this. So you can make all your noise, I'm not deterred as a Minister of Education. That I can tell you. And you must be told in your ability if you're able to be thinking that way. Okay? You will never, and I'm saying you will never. Yes. You can all stand up if you like. You know what happened then? You were with us. Did we coerce anybody? No. Anyone else? Yes. You know that's what I'm talking about. This is English. You are uneducated yourself.
So, Mr. Chisange, Mr. Eye Opener, when you listen to the two videos, the principal of NOTEC is saying the students were paid and have been paid, all of them, the 50 kwachas, the money which was meant for as meal, lunch allowance, as it were.
Yeah.
That's the NOTEC, the principal, confirming that the students were making noise, what has been described as noise, because they had not been paid at the time. And now they have been paid, all of them. The minister comes in and he says they were not paid. They never invited students to be paid. What's the issue here?
Yeah.
Who is lying?
Thank you so much. You see, it's very funny from our colleagues. I don't know, ichiba karipe sana, ngani soti sana, ngati soti sana, nga katuish, or the student endorsing the president.
Which colleagues?
The opposition.
Where does the opposition comes in?
Now listen. No, it's coming from
there are two people speaking there. The principal of NOTEC and also the minister in parliament.
They are the ones who are bringing this issue.
The minister and the principal.
The opposition.
How?
I'm coming. Now, you see, whenever the president is visiting Copper Belt, there are a lot of things that happen. I remember the last time that he was on the Copper Belt, he had they had that, was it a celebration for the reopening of an Israeli embassy? From there, the president bought tickets, 40,000 tickets, for fans to go and watch a match between Power and Nkana. Then he went to Chingola to comfort the marketeers and also promise them that he's going to give them some funds, to compensate them for whatever that they lost in that inferno. But because of that incidents come out, you saw the whole thing. Everything that the president did there, nothing. They never recognized anything. We went to commission the watering of Luansha Shaft 28. After that, we went to a rally, Kwaisa Shimu. Everything that he did there, we opened the commission, nothing. They started talking of Ishim. Again, this one. The students have come together to endorse the president for whatever that is doing. Area 50 kwacha. Is it wrong? Ukupela ba ichabe le kugathering kulia. 50 kwacha kawe mushitefi akulia. Is it wrong? So I don't know where the problem is coming from. Is it because they endorsed, or is it because they gave them 50 kwacha for lunch allowance? Where is the problem?
There are so many problems.
Because to learn that salt sana, muri salt, muri soup. Where is the problem, Webantu?
There are so many problems there.
So what is your problem?
The problem is that the students, according to the principal, he said the protest which almost occurred there, it's because they had not been paid.
Do you know how many students were there?
That is according
and
to...
how many institutions were there?
He mentioned about 3,000 students, all of them together. And they were supposed to be
I'm
paid
talking of the
purchase.
people, the students, the schools which were there. There's so many.
Yeah.
So if one school, imagine if there were 17 institutions, and then one riot is a riot. What is that telling you? What is that telling you? It tells you that maybe management or the way they were handling that issue of distribution of the 50 kwachas was a little bit late. Not that there were no 50 kwachas. No, I won't say if out of 17, the 16 are quiet.
So why is the minister refusing that they did not pay the students?
No, he's refusing.
Or they actually, what they do is to pay students via
buying someone food is not paying.
New allowances.
Buying someone food is not paying someone. That's why I said don't reduce our students at that level. You can't buy a student with a 50 kwacha. And the principal has mentioned that there are 50 kwachas for lunch. How can you buy a student with lunch? That is an insult on the students. So even those politicians no, they were bought. They should respect the students. Those students you see in these institutions are the leaders of today and tomorrow. These are the leaders. Those are the people who will be sitting where you are seated, where I'm seated, in those offices where they are seated in parliament. The same students. So how can you demean them by saying they were bought with 50 kwachas? Because as if you got ni uyu ambaye wa shicho ukalamba na beans. No, let's not insult our students in that manner. That is demeaning, Let's be.
let me get your last question, then we open up the phone line to hear from the viewers. The president was in Parliament last week, where he delivered quite.
You mentioned something like we are in panic. I wanted to also expand my statement.
Yeah, quickly.
We are not in any panic mode.
Right.
My brother, I have to tell you that whatever that is happening is a will of God. Whatever that you are seeing in this country is a will of God, and God is in control. Whether you like it or not, President Hakainde Hichilema 2026 is done and dusted. Why am I saying so? Have we ever
there's a notion, there's a belief that you'll be going very soon, you'll be parking very soon.
Who is saying so?
Quite a number, a lot of
the opposition
leaders.
Yeah. Yes. Now,
you
see, first leadership begins in your home.
Yeah.
Pano. If I fail to manage my home, definitely I cannot manage the country. These people just uniting, it has taken them 4 years. They are failing to unite. How can they unite the nation? How can people believe in them so that they can give a to vote? Where there is disunity, that's where you think Zambians can go and vote. They will pick a leader where they are quarreling, fighting every day, insulting each other, calling names. That will never happen.
Right.
So we are not in any panic mood. The ground is flat. Everything is set. We are just waiting for and I have to tell you here on this platform, and quote me, we speak with these people and their members. They are saying 2026 is just a platform to gauge themselves. They are not ready to win election. This is why you are seeing this confusion. They are just trying to get, 2026, they will just use it to gauge themselves how this one can perform. Their target, they are saying, is 2031.
That is what they are
That's what they are saying. That's what they are
you.
sharing with us. But us, with the political circles, we know what the game that they are playing. They are just trying to gauge. Okay, show me one who can beat President Hakainde.
They are quite a
among
number. It's not me to decide, but who decide.
I've now told you, these people, Membe, he joined politics because of HH. He dropped the pen. He dropped the pen just because HH has come on the political scene, our president. Now let me go and fight. Because from way back, article.
You've got wrong information.
I'm telling you.
Joined politics in 2016, thereabouts.
Listen.
And but then President
because he saw President Hakainde Hichilema that this man is coming now, president. Because I'll tell you, for what? Honestly speaking, let him continue using the ink. He's good at that. He's a historian, a very good historian. When he's talking about Mutapa, let him continue. You know, sometimes you don't need to be a leader for you to contribute to a national development. You can be as a headman, a head teacher, continue in that line. You play your role very well and quietly. So all these you are seeing, these leaders, this crop of opposition, my brother, they are just, let's say, scam abantu for 2026. They are not ready. I've told you. If you go and vote for them, you are just wasting your vote. Apa kuguya nele longa ni UPND na Hakainde. 2031, after beyond that, we'll decide. These people of Zambia will decide. But for now, let's not destabilize president because he has so many plans for Zambia. I just mentioned 3 million metric tons, 10 million metric tons. We are talking of 10,000 megawatts of power, 2030. All these plans, if you say, ask them, I went to IP when they come on this program, ask them one by one, what is your policy on education? Because they are quiet. They are saying, if we education, CDF, I want you to be asking them these questions. What is your policy in education, agriculture, energy? Let them open up to the people of Zambia. Because the 24 party election, when they are not, they are failing even to say basic things to the people of Zambia, to convince them.
The president delivered the speech in Parliament last week, talking about national values and principles. And this speech has been described by many that this may be, or it might be, his last appearance ahead of the elections coming up shortly. What is your takeaway points from the presidential speech on Friday last week?
Yes.
How was the speech?
The speech was okay. It was
okay?
So informative. Number one is President Hakainde Hichilema highlighted on so many issues. He talked about the journey that the UPND took from 2021 regarding the economy. I think we have talked a lot about the economy, the achievements, the peace, the morals that we have around this country, and how we should move as a citizen. He talked to emphasize on uniting, love. You know, you cannot develop where there is no love and unity. Okay? So the president emphasized, as citizens, we need to be very hardworking. Where there is laziness, na Bible yadilanda, ngata ule gomba tetuudie. So if you want this country to develop, comrade, we need to be hard workers. And I know Zambians are not lazy. All they were lacking is a leader who can lead them. Like today, when you see most of these presidents that we are having, I'm a president, so I'm a garden tawale kwata. They are not farmers. No, we need to create a president. A leader has to lead by example. And this is what President Hakainde Hichilema is doing. When he tells you to say, let's uproot corruption. Is there in forefront, fighting corruption. Corruption fight has to, just as he mentioned in Parliament, it shouldn't be left out to President Hakainde Hichilema. Corruption fight should be a fight for each and every well-meaning citizen. Because if I'm corrupt today, will affect you tomorrow, indirectly or directly.
I want you to answer this question as we officially open up some phone lines here. The fundamental aspect of this last speech delivered by President Hakainde Hichilema in Parliament last week was that it is anchored on progress, on the progress made in the country on national values and principles. Now, the reason why I'm asking this question is that what kind of morality can President Hakainde Hichilema talk about, or what kind of principles is he going to brag about, because he himself, he has morally refused to live in a public office or house, which is called the State House. That's number one, morally so. He has refused. Again, President Hakainde Hichilema has morally refused again, and also going by the law, he has refused to disclose his assets and also liabilities. In the last 5 years, Zambians have demanded, can we know how much you are worth now, Mr. President, in that you are a president? He has refused. And the Attorney General comes in and says there's no law which can compel the president to declare his assets. But we're saying, fine, remove the law aspect. Let's go by the moral aspect. And he has refused all these fundamental things.
Morals and values cannot be detached from the law. It's not possible.
What do you mean?
Whatever that you do under the morals and values of this country, it has to be attached. It should be a reflection of the law. The question that I'll pose to the viewers watching me, what does the law say about the declaration of assets regarding the presidency? What does it say? Living in a state house, what does the law say about a presidency and the surrounding and the environment? The reason why there is no law under our constitution to say the president should be restricted in one area is because of security. Who told you that when you see that President Kalap, who told you that you is sure that he's staying there?
So
there are so many reasons.
You are sure community house is more secured than state house?
Are you getting my statement?
Yes, I am.
I'm saying there's no law in this country that restricts a stay of a president. Are you getting that?
Yes.
And you cannot be sure if they say the president stays here, it's not sure that he's staying there because of security. They can tell you that the president is in Kwazi house, yet he's not there. You understand? Those are state secrets, which people should not even. What does the law say? If you are talking of morals and values, can you separate because we have morals and values, let's break the law? The answer is no. Because you see, this is why we need to be very careful. This problem was not created by President Hakainde Hichilema.
Which problem?
This problem of declaration of assets was created by the amendment of the Constitution in 2016, where the Constitution said when you declare assets, you should declare assets. They changed the law. You should declare assets before the Electoral Commission of Zambia. And there's no law that has allowed the Electoral Commission of Zambia to disclose what the president or that candidate has declared.
What happened to the
Can you tell
presidents?
me, now listen, let me finish this. Tell me, those who are saying the president has not declared the asset, bring Kalaba here, bring Membe here, bring anybody here, tell us how much you have. Okay, they have morals and values. Ask them here if they are going to disclose. I remember President Kalaba.
They are not in government.
Also, you can only declare when you are in government. You can have morals when you are only president.
No, not morals. The declaration of assets only to government officials.
No, who told you that? Even a presidential candidate, when you are going for elections.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. But for the government officials, even after they have been elected, they are able to.
Where is the law?
They are supposed to declare their assets.
The question is, where is the law?
Let's do this. So, what law was used for the vice president to declare her assets even after she was elected? In 2022, what law did Madam Mtania Lumango use to declare her assets? What assets did the Speaker of National Assembly, Honorable Nelly Muti, and other MPs used to declare their assets after they were ushered into office? Rather.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Just that for President Hakainde Hichilema himself, he wants to pretend and you, his supporters, wants to pretend and justify that there's no law there.
Yes.
What about Tony Bonelli Muti? What about
there's no law. Look,
people?
I may not understand the standing orders and the laws around Parliament.
Yeah.
Okay, but according to a constitution, which is a supreme law of the land, there's no law that can compel a president to declare their assets publicly because of the amended constitution that our colleagues amended. They changed the law. You can only declare before the Electoral Commission.
So, doesn't it sound strange to you that some MPs declared their assets? Some government officials, Honorable Milupi is one of them.
On the floor of the House.
Exactly. No, not on the floor of the House. You can't declare those at the National Assembly. No. Okay. So how come these other leaders, they managed to declare their assets?
I'm asking, the declaration was done on the floor of the House, on the floor of the House, or outside the floor? Outside.
It was outside.
Yeah, if they failed to do so, they did so according to a conviction, but not because of the law. So the president, because him being the man,
why do you think they did so?
I don't know. I may not.
It's a moral aspect.
I may not speak on their behalf.
They spoke to the moral aspect. Zambians are demanding that they want to know how much we are worth. Let me do that from the moral aspect.
I may not speak on their behalf, but I'm speaking on behalf of the law here, because I've been mandated as a citizen to defend the Constitution, even when I'm not a lawyer.
Right.
It's very clear. So what I'm saying here, I'm just revealing to you what the law says regarding the issue surrounding declaration of assets. I've told you, and I repeat, there is no law that can compel a president or even a presidential candidate like Kalaba, Membe, and others to declare the asset publicly. The only declaration they can make is before the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Kwama Namdala.
Right.
Nothing else.
Let's pick up calls. I think we'll accommodate about 5 calls. From there, we wind up the program. Caller, good evening and welcome to the bigger program.
Hello.
Hello, caller, good evening and welcome to the bigger program.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you so much. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Yeah, first of all, Mr. Open, how are you?
I'm okay, and how are you, sir?
Okay, my name is Elvis Mondoloka from Chirundu border.
Okay, you are Elvis.
Go ahead, Mr. Elvis. You've got 1 minute.
Yeah, please. I think in 1 minute, in the okay, fast. About the should declare asset, asset. I think your money because it started in a previous government in 2015. May it rest in peace. I started declare asset 2016. So even if we want to including never journalists, normally then the rubber panel room we are full of shot. They changed the constitution that the president should declare. That's what the HH followed also. It didn't declare because it's a law which they started. Why is there a student? When that you're a student, I think we have just a lot of because when I have a shanam win a parapondi, I'm not working. Taking into some Boshana 50 watch.
No.
I think from to being a general change to level realistic, we shouldn't be misleading people. I think in understand time and the apple.
Not totally.
Muchele mumunani.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, you can also call us. The number is right on your screens. I have Mr. I Open, of course, Kefas Chisange, coming from the UPND. Caller, good evening and welcome to the bigger program.
Interview na iwa masana.
Oh.
Ni mwe wa nani? All right, London wa Ziambo. You've got 1 minute.
Sort sana.
Iko twali chula sana mu PF. But PF from 2011, 2004. In P long service number of days. Tabatu pela.
Yes.
Person sort sana turerusha kuri ba HH mwe mubebe mwe baimbe apumwe bali apo.
Emkwai.
Papa belt yonse abantu nabalira chocho twapotere ba HH tulefwaya batupere amali days na long service.
Okay.
Eti mushite ba students bonse balya. nabena nsoti sana abana mwali bapo kama meal allowance vyonse abana balechula free education so na ifa nsoti sana muya mubebe ba president tulero lero pia bali tobera tibalatupera last month abantu abene bakaka soti sana ba PF bali tushosha sana bambi no kufa balifa bambi no kupofola n'abapofola Copper Belt Dollar Central Speed no india Copper Belt we are waiting for the president soti sana tupoke ndala.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sort son. You can hear my friend. Comrade, this is sort son.
Right, you can call me. The number is okay. Caller, good evening and welcome to the program. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Thank you. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from. You've got a minute.
Yeah, my name is Ken Gwela from Lusaka.
Please go ahead quickly.
Yeah, you know, when you give the platform to some people, you need to be very careful.
What?
Hello, are you there?
Come again.
I'm saying these people, when they are coming to platform to get any information to the nation, they must be serious and realistic. Because people are suffering. To be honest, people are suffering. And you cannot get boast as if people are not listening.
Right.
You are getting.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah, let's just allow them to boast, but after August, you will see them. Some of them they are going to land their own. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, that was my last caller. You can quickly respond. We've got a minute to close.
Yeah, I don't like people who preach hatred. Look, this is what we are talking about. He's saying some of these people will be running away from their homes. Can you see these people? And Zambians are listening. Ule pingila abantu, ule tumana una wikana mubed, ule tumina abantu. Mukabutuka mayanda tukama. When President Hakainde Hichilema came into power, the first thing, comrade, me who was stabbed, I was stabbed. I know those boys. I was supposed to revenge. But just one word from a leader called President Hakainde Hichilema. He said, no, don't revenge. And all of us, we listened. Now see these people. Openly, per TV, mukamonefio. And he thinks they will attack me, they will attack Chifokolo, they will attack Max Muwe. You think you have peace. People can rise and the country can be up in flames. This is total, you know, sometimes you can't build a nation out of hatred, out of division. You can't. We have seen countries where they were sponsor by attack. The same way rebels. They come back and they backfire on you again. So when you are calling a radio station or TV station, don't preach hatred. When you say people are suffering, forward your reasons. Genuinely, they are suffering ABCD. I have not come here to say everybody is enjoying. No. Because even me in UPND, I have to tell you that when we are facing road shedding, all of us used to suffer. We are not happy. But we were comforted by the capacity and the vision of President Hakainde Hichilema. We knew that very soon at some point, this road shedding will never be there. So, please, people can suffer. Why are we suffering? Because this is when we are rebuilding the economy, which was destroyed. Definitely, when you are rebuilding what was destroyed, you can't enjoy it to expectations.
Right, we have to go.
Now, let me just touch on Elvis
quickly.
Remember, I told you they changed the law when former President Lungu, may he so rest in peace, even though we have not buried yet, but the soul can rest in peace. He declared 2 billion kwacha. Just from 2015 to 2016, it came to 23 billion. And because of that uproar, they said, no, let's change the law. This is where it is coming from. But I don't know why. Then they never asked the big man to say, whoever Yama assets you, it is silent. But they are only President Hakainde Hichilema every day. No,
maybe much better because
be
how
fair.
much nobody knows how much HH is worth today. Do you know how much is worth today?
I've already told you that it's not in the law.
Yeah.
But the ECZ knows.
So the law was only changed to
I'm telling you to say the ECZ, they know.
Yes.
And why are they? Why is it that only them? No, it's because that's what the law is telling you.
You and I, we don't know.
That's
But
what.
at least we know how much
PF law.
Honorable
Mango,
at least we know what our vice president is worth.
Ababa nesu bachinjisha ati aba kwishiwa fya assets yabakateka niba isize the chapo
not the vice president.
Which vice president?
Internal Mango was the vice president of this country.
No, I've already told you. I think I answered that question. Yes, so I answered that question that they can do that, but it's not what the law is saying.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Eye Opener, for coming through to the program. We hope to see you soon again. Thank you.
I'm so glad, my brother, and also hoping to feature on this program. This is a very big platform. It's not easy, but you know, we always ask for wisdom from God, and also we are urging our men of God, pastors, to be praying for this country, praying for us, so that at least as we preach this message, we preach unity and love. Right. Thank you so much.
All right, Sabi.